Okay, I just bought some new sights for the Glock 32 that I'll be using, and basically I want to compare them to what I was using, the XS Big Dot sights. These are the XS Big Dots. They basically have a nice big white dot on the front with a tritium insert. In the rear they have a tritium insert that's kind of a line, and then you have this nice big wide U. I really like these sights a lot, and what I found is they're really quick on target. What's nice is all you got to do is put that dot on the target and you just shoot it. So it's really intuitive the way you shoot. And then even at night, the night sight picture is nice because you basically are just dotting that eye. There's really no confusing that at night. If you see a line, a tritium line, and a tritium dot, you just line them up and that's it. And you have a really good, accurate sight picture. And even at range, you can see right now how I have them lined up with the line right up underneath that dot. That's an accurate sight picture right there. You're going to hit right where that dot, that tritium dot is on that XS Big Dot in the front. So they're actually really accurate. I've actually shot up to 100 yards with these and hit steel man-sized targets, no problem with them. And I think that's pretty impressive because a lot of people say these aren't good for range. And then shooting them at, in a pistol training class, shooting them at, 50 yards that we were shooting them. And out of all the people using notch and post, experienced shooters, it was down to me and the instructor. And he eventually beat me out, but these held their own and we went a couple rounds. So great sights. The only reason I bought a different sight, which is this one here, the Trijicon HDs, also has a really nice sight picture, is because of the fact that when we were doing one-handed manipulations in class, this little ledge back here is pretty pathetic. I mean, this is really hard to hook on anything. It's a real low profile sight which aids in its sight picture and its unique design. But when it comes to actually doing one-handed manipulations, this is really hard to work with, that little small low ledge. And then when you go to something like this, I mean, you've got a huge ledge. It's nice, it's flat, it's got a really big, basically like a flat wall that's like a hook right there. It doesn't hook forward, it just slopes up into a flat wall, 90 degrees. And then on the back, it slopes out towards you. And that's just supposed to eliminate some glare, and then they serrate it, so you also are going to eliminate glare that way. And then when you go to the front sight, you just have a nice tall front sight here, and it's actually a little bit smaller than the XS Big Dot sight, but let's see if I can get it focused. But it's still a nice good size sight, and has this bright orange center there with a tritium dot in it. And this sight picture is basically going to be just setting that dot there in the middle of this little U dot there and lining up the tops. And then the center dots all line up together, and that's your sight picture. It doesn't look that great here on camera, but it looks better in real life. So out of these two sights, right now I'm better with these XS Big Dots. They just, I don't know, they're just quick on target. They line up fast. It's really hard to block that front big dot because even if you're off kilter, you can still see where you're at in relation to your sight picture where you need to be. If you go with something like this, you can see like there it is, and then it disappears. And it's over there. So, when it comes to a quick combat sight, these are not bad. I mean, if you're pretty good at your aim already and you come up and you're only going to be off that much or that much, because you're pretty good with your accuracy, then these are a pretty good option, I think. So far, haven't had a lot of time with these yet, but under some quick shooting, they seem to be pretty accurate and on target. But no more than these. The Big Dots are just as good. So it's kind of a hard comparison. When it comes down to it, the shelf on here is a really good selling point. If I can get just as good with these as I am with the Big Dots, then these would probably be the way to go. But I really like the fact with that this dot here, you just place over top of the target. It's just quick and easy and intuitive. Same with the night sight picture, it's real intuitive. This one here at night, all three dots look the same. The front dot, the back dots, they just all look the same. The sight picture is kind of hard. I mean, if you're right there or you're right there, they all look the same. I mean, it's hard to tell really where you're at in relation to that. So you just have a lot of dots, and if you're trying for a quick sight picture at night, it takes a little more thought. This one here, you're just dotting that eye. It's real intuitive. There's a line, and then the line's not your front one, and that dot is. So you just put the line underneath the dot, and there you go. Probably one of the best night sight pictures I've ever seen. Really like that picture. Also, like I said, just really easy to keep an eye on that front sight. And I know you're thinking, oh, they're just not going to be as accurate. Well, in my pistol training class that I took recently, it was the most accurate in the class out of everybody, shooting at 10 yards. So it's pretty good. Let me see if I can grab that target real quick. Okay, so there's some shrapnel here that hit the target right there and there and stuff from hitting steel next to it. But I mean, this is my group right here. So, you know, this is a 5-shot group, and that's at we were at 10 yards, and that's XS Big Dots. So, you know, that everyone else in the group, even with their traditional sights and more experience shooting than I did, at least broke the line. Most of the people were, you know, at least had one outside the line that just barely broke it, so they were able to count it. Their shots were spread out enough, but mine was the only one where every single where it just made one big jagged hole like that in the 5-shot group. So the XS Big Dots will definitely do the job for you. When you compare these two, it's really hard for me to make a definitive decision on which one of these I like better and which I'll go with. I really do like this sharp sight picture here, and I think I'll be able to get better shots out up to 100 yards, and when we make those long shots, I think I'll be better with these sights. But because these, I mean, even when you're covering your target with that dot, it kind of makes it hard to be precise. At 100 yards, a man-sized torso is basically covered with that white dot. He's behind that dot completely, so it's kind of hard, you know. With this one here, the sight picture is a little different. You're actually lining up the tops, and then you're splitting your target with the top of the sight, so you would still be able to see your intended target. You don't cover the target with the front sight. You actually split it with like a regular sight picture, and with this one you cover it. So at distance, the only reason these would be less accurate is because of that reason. I hope that helps you in making your decisions on a sight for you, a combat style sight. You know, it's not a definitive, you know, answer on which one's better, but I think they're both excellent. I don't think you could really go wrong with either one. The only downside is that's kind of small and hard to rack off of. And this one is, you know, better for that, and it's pretty close though. Other than that.